Have you heard the phrase, no good deed goes unpunished?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now. This morning, I reorganized my wife's closet. And you're thinking, you did what? Well, I want to talk about this whole concept of doing one another good and not evil. There's an understanding that my wife and I have that I'm kind of the organizer in the family, and that I have learned my boundaries of when I've gone too far. Though you would say, you got in your wife's closet and you made things look different than she has it. Well, I set myself a timer so that I only had so much time to kind of get things to where she could find stuff easily. And that's the role that we've worked out over 40 some odd years of marriage of, I try to help her save her time in finding her stuff, because that is a challenge for my wife. And we talk about this openly. So how does this apply to your situation in your home? Is that as you identify strengths that you have and they match up with a weakness that either your spouse or your child has, there should be conversations about those things where you can operate in your strength and actually help one another, and really kind of even set boundaries for when you charge in and when you let the sleeping dog lie, so to speak. Oftentimes we, in our innocence, think that our strength is welcomed. And therein comes the no good deed goes unpunished. Working out a system where you pair up and you stay on the same team, and that you have the long range goals in mind for your family, for your children, for even your relationship, and that each brings to the table strengths and weaknesses. And where we can pair up a strength with a weakness, we are much better. And where we can help one another. And it is building that sense of trust. But it all begins with communication and going, okay, I would like to take care of this part of our life, and that you work those things out. Sometimes you have to operate in your area of weakness. There's just no way around it. Learning to communicate over those things helps you stay on the same page with decisions about the children, decisions about, your money management. As parents, it is imperative that we stay as much as possible on the same page, and then we talk about these things, and we just put the areas of conflict on the table and learn to manage those. Just like whenever I saw my wife's closet, actually it was a few days ago, I went in and I went, this is out of control. It took me a few days to kind of get to the point where I was ready to just spend a few minutes helping her. And it was in that vein. It wasn't a way of me sticking my finger in her eye saying, you're a disorganized slob. That's not the message. The message has to be, hey, just like she washes my clothes and puts them away neatly, that is a tremendous help to me. And I greatly appreciate that. Just in the same way, I help to put away the groceries. I help to organize some things in her life, whether it's her music or whether it's in this case, the closet, and that we work in tandem, not in antagonism. That is so important as parents, to try to get on the same page. And this whole mindset applies in the workplace and in community, wherever, but having a mindset of seeking to be helpful and not getting out of bounds. So no good deed goes unpunished whenever we have assumed that our gifts and talents, perspective, approach, whatever, is wanted and needed, and we charge in without permission. Seek to help one another. Stay on the same page. We as parents need one another. And if you're a single parent, you have a greater challenge than those where there's two of us. And I commend you for the work that you're doing with your children. So I'm not trying to neglect the fact that many homes are single parent homes, but where there's two of you, work together. You're better together. You are better together. And it's worth working on that. This is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.